Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Friday! It is Friday! Friday! For all of you 9 to 5 Monday through Friday people, welcome to the weekend. Well, almost, right? I mean, you got one more work day. But anyways, it's Aloha Oracle Friday. I have another live to do at 9:30, so I'm going to have to make this fast. All right, because we know how long-winded I can go during the Aloha Oracles. I did it again, didn't I? I forgot to pull out the guidelines. We have guidelines. Yes, we have guidelines. And I read them because if I don't, I'll just ramble until the cows come home. So number 1, Oracle Friday guidelines. Do not worry where the message is coming from. I only work from a good place. So if you're seeing this, there's a reason you are here. Number 2, do not try to make a card or a reading fit your question if the card does not resonate with you. Forcing an outcome or an answer not meant for you can cause unnecessary stress and overthinking. I will give you the message I receive and the message from the book because someone took the time to put the book together. The only one I do not do the book on is the first round of cards I do. Those are usually just to wait for people to come on. So, sorry, my hair. Oh, anyways. Wow, look at that. It actually poofed in the right way. So, all right, let's get some beginning answers. Angel answers. These are the angel answers deck. For those of you who are curious of who I might work with, I typically work with Archangel Gabriel, the messenger angel. If you do not believe in religion or do not have affinity towards religion, just pretend his name is Gabriel or their name is Gabriel, okay? So there you go. Whoa, there's a card. That's an interesting one. That one went right side up. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Come on, 2 more, baby. 2 more. What do the people need to hear? Who needs a message today? Who needs a message? Who needs a message? All right, well, maybe there's just 3 and then we'll pull 2 more from the top, right? So, number 1. All right, I don't know who this is for, but no. Okay, no. That's a tough one because you know what? Maybe this is why I didn't get any. It feels like, okay, this is interesting. I don't know who needs this or who just popped on for the hot minute that they might be on, but I feel like these 3 are completely different from the rest of what everybody's supposed to be getting. All right. Not because they don't resonate, but because it just, all of a sudden when I picked up the notes, like this, I hear this is for someone very specific. So, or a bunch of someone's very specific. So, no, a year from now, and trust. Now, these all popped out in spectacularly different ways, but they came up. So, like I said, I don't know who's meant to hear this. Good morning, Debbie. I don't know who's meant to hear this, but this is very specific to a small group of people. And then I'll shuffle again and see what we get. But whatever it is that you were thinking doing or whatever that is bad, that is, this is a new year. Okay, this is a new year. In fact, the first deck I'm going to deal with is the Heal Yourself deck because I figure this is the first Aloha Oracle of the year. We are in a brand new year, and the last thing we need to do is carry old shit from the old year into the new year. So, it's time to let that go. In fact, today is a full moon. And full moons are fabulously known for letting go. And by that I mean a full moon will kind of dissolve right into the new moon, which is the dark moon. You cannot see it. And as it's doing that, as it's waning, that's what it's called, as the full moon wanes into the new moon, it's about letting go. It's about, every time you see the moon getting darker and darker and darker, it's letting that stuff go, letting all that crap that holds you back, those anchors, just cutting them loose, right? So whatever it is that you were hanging on to, let it go. Let it go. No. Like, when you get in trouble, no. Stop it. Whatever you're looking for, it's going to happen either a year from now or within the next year. Okay? But only if you trust. Only if you trust. You have got to trust that things are going to work out for you. Because if you don't, it's not going to. When you put out a manifest, I'm going to say this every time I do an Aloha Oracle, right? I do this every single time. Every single time. Whether you're praying, setting a manifestation, or an intention, you have got to match the vibration to what it is that you are asking for. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. And if you're asking for something very, very specific, you know, let your guides or your higher power or your source, whoever it is, know this or something better. Let the universe know this or something better. Because then you give it more than just a teeny bit of room. You give it a lot of wiggle room. All right, a lot of wiggle room. So, and that's what you want. You want to give it a lot of wiggle room. All right, so these cards are just being stubborn today. Maybe I'm just supposed to move on. Like I said, I have to leave early because I have a 9:30 live I have to do. But, so, you know what? Here's the last two. Okay, ask for help from others, and you're ready. Okay, so like I said, those first three cards, know, a year from now, and trust. Those are meant for a very specific group of people that might happen upon this video or who may watch it later, or even now. I don't know, Debbie Hall. Maybe you have something going on. But I think trust is our segue. Okay, trust is our segue for everybody else. You are ready, and ask for help from others. There is nothing wrong with these two. In fact, I like that these two go with trust because these are huge. You have to trust that when you ask for help from others, you will receive it in one way or another. Whether it is a higher power, a source, you know, whoever it is that you are asking for, you know, to come to you and, you know, yes, and Debbie Hall says it perfectly. Asking for help goes with trust. But that's like I just said, you have to trust those people that you are asking for help. And that was the segue. So, and when you do that, because you're ready, whatever it is that you were intending to do, whatever it is that you want to set upon, or even if it's just letting go of all this crap and embracing this new style of living, you know, just living for you, it's okay. It's not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. Living for you means that you give yourself all kinds of space and energy and whatnot to give, to serve others. I hate using the word serve, right? It feels so archaic. But I mean, to really kind of, you know, give and to help and to shine in other people's lives, to help guide them, you know. So when I say serve, I don't mean like, you know, you're somebody's slave, because you are not. But when I say serve from, you cannot serve from an empty cup. It means when you're depleted, you have nothing left to give. You're being in service to other people, right? I know religions use that a lot. You're in service to other people. And so that's what we kind of need to zero in on when we say serving from a full cup or an empty cup, all right? And if your cup is empty, so ask for help from others and trust that the help that you are getting is the help that you need, even if it doesn't feel like it, right? Because again, you got to give your higher powers that wiggle room. This or something better. It may not come to you the way you expect it to, but it will come to you the way it needs to. All right. I'm going to shuffle this one more time. I think that's the only card, but let's give it a whirl. Nope, that's it. All right. That was fast. Oops. Sorry. My keyboard went on a spree there. Ooh, pride. Pride. Scary card. But then pride is scary, right? Pride can be very, very scary. Pride gets in our way. In fact, I was thinking about that the other day. You know, how pride and ego tend to take people down. You can be the most amazing looking person in the world, but if you have too much pride, you could be, I think everybody's an amazing looking human. Okay. In my personal opinion, God does not make ugly people. I know other people have disagreed with me on that, but God does not make ugly people. There are people with ugly hearts, and that kind of shines through after a while, but that's pride. So let's see what pride has to say. Ooh, I opened up to procrastination. That is my life, procrastination. Pride. You may be acting out of arrogance and vanity. Humility is the key. When you are prideful, you can become harsh and not conscious of your weaknesses. This can temporarily make you feel more powerful and superior to others, while at the same time cause you to be judgmental, unteachable, and hardened. Have you been fighting, quarreling, and disagreeing with others? Are you always trying to prove a point and defend your position? Do you think that you are always right? By holding on to shadow pride, you are stopping yourself from progressing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stop overestimating your importance. Stop overestimating your importance and learn to be humble. When you are too proud, you cannot hear other people's advice and cannot receive their assistance. Empowerment means that you can be soft, caring, aware, and gentle. Recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. Good morning, Kelly. So, pride is an ugly thing, but I love that line. Stop overestimating your importance. There is nothing wrong with self-importance, but when it starts to get in your way of how you treat people, how you listen to people, how you react or just kind of associate around people, that's where pride comes in. There is nothing wrong with being wrong. Okay? When I was growing up, because of the traumas I had suffered, I always, and because of being bullied in school, I always felt like I had to always be right, because I always felt so wrong everywhere else. And thank you, Kelly. Not quite my birthday yet, but I will send that to you. But anyways, it's just, I think sometimes our own unique experiences in life and growing up in whatever it is that we may go through can cause us to feel a little broken and a little damaged. But just know, it's not a bad thing to be wrong. That's how we learn. That's how we become teachable. That's how we become less hardened, and how we let go of that shadow pride that is stopping you from progressing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. All right. Oh, wait, there was a action there. Take some time during the day to relax. Lie down if possible and look carefully at this card. Well, I have the card, but how does it make you feel? How do you relate? Remember, this is the card. This is a freakiest shitty thing. So anyways, that's not going to be hard to forget, is it? Like half. So anyways, ask yourself, where am I attached to a false sense of who I am? Where have I overestimated my abilities or charged ahead unprepared for the challenges I face? Where in the past has a sense of pride led me to fall? Instead of taking this personally, now is your opportunity to feel and express your willingness to release any pride that has held you back, and in doing so, become more teachable. If you have hurt other people, consider apologizing and be more thoughtful. This goes back to the first cards. Trust and ask for help from others. Sometimes that's where our pride gets us, right? We're afraid to ask for help from others because we just feel like, no, I can do it all by myself. I'm going to do this all by myself. But we don't need to. That's the thing. We don't need to. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. So let's go to the Healing Fairies. I love this deck. It's so colorful and pretty and vibrant and all those good things. But like I said, this is the first oracle of the year, so I thought healing and letting go of everything from 2022 was a good start now, especially with it being a full moon today, where it's going to be starting tomorrow, which will be the third day of the full moon cycle. Will start to wane towards the new moon, so it'll be letting go. It'll be taking all your troubles and all this crap that you want to let go with it. And with that, trust and asking for help from others is very, 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 very important. So let's see. All right, come on. What do they need to hear? What do the people need to hear today? There's a card that wants to come out, but I think my finger's in the way. I cannot tell. I think this is it right there. All right. Oh, tell you. Guides are being stubborn today. All right, the first one, beauty. What did I say? God does not make ugly people, or whoever your higher power is does not make ugly people. So, beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in everything we see. Beauty comes from within, as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't matter how much we do to the outside. It comes from in here. My heart's over here. It comes from in here. But mostly it comes from your soul. It comes from this place of, self-love and self-care and self-awareness. You know, it comes from being able to see the world, even with all its crappy shit, in a different way than other people do. That's how we spread the light. That's how we spread this joy. One of the things I love about the two people that are on today, they both in their own way spread awareness. They both in their own way spread their self-care, self-love, in a very positive and healthy way, self-importance. You know, so like I said, self-importance is only bad when you let pride and ego get in the way. You don't let pride and ego get in the way. It's actually a pretty good thing. It's basically like self-care. Because you have to sometimes put yourself first in order to serve from a full cup. But it's also where the beauty comes from. That light that we shine. And, you know, I mean, there are days when my light is super dim and people don't notice. And I'm surprised they don't notice, but they don't. And maybe it's because I got this backup generator going on inside of my head. It just kind of keeps pushing all the good stuff forward. But beauty is magical. And again, it's found in so many things right in front of us. It's just how wide are we going to open our eyes, or what filter do we have on? Which pair of glasses do we have on? The negative Nelly glasses, or the today's a shitty day, but I'm going to try to make it a good day anyways. I'm going to try to be as positive as possible. And that's not always possible every day. I mean, let's be honest, we're humans, right? We're going to have bad fucking days. It's just going to happen. But how we recover from that? Do we plant roots in that feeling? Or do we just say, all right, you know what, it's fine. But sometimes when we acknowledge that bad day, we can actually flip it around. And by that I mean, it's because we're not feeding that anger anymore. We're not feeding that pain. What you put out there, you're going to get back. Regardless of whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, it does believe in you. People call it Murphy's Law. People call it bad luck. People call it good luck. You know, people call it fate or destiny. But what you put out there is what you're going to get back. So when you believe and you trust, and it's hard. There are days when I struggle so hard just to kind of stay in my own head, stay in my own skin. But I remind myself, I have to have faith, I have to trust, and I have to believe. Because we have to break the negative mindset. Once we were able to break a negative mindset, we can move forward. We can make those bad days not so bad. Or we can give it the grace and compassion and empathy that it needs, so that it gets taken care of and it moves on. It moves forward into whatever direction it needs to go, but far away from you. Okay, so let's see what the book has to say. Appreciate and amplify your natural attractiveness. Your beauty is most apparent when you're happy and satisfied. We are all attractive in our own unique way. Part of our self-esteem is appreciating how wonderful you truly are. Never ever put yourself down in any way. Always think self-loving thoughts about your body, your face, your hair, your weight, and every inch of your physical self. Tell yourself positive affirmations daily, such as, my inner light radiates through every pore and cell of my body, and everyone is attracted to my inner and outer beauty. Invest time and money in services that make you feel wonderful, such as massages, facials, manicures and pedicures, soaking in a tub, or getting a new hairstyle. Spend time in meaningful ways that make you feel joyous, and you will glow with the attractiveness of a truly happy person. The affirmation, my inner and outer selves are radiantly attractive right now. I love my beautiful self. I have to say, I have a favorite show on TV called Inside the Factory, and it's Britain. It's a British show, and they show you all these different ways that things are made. And yesterday was bread. Okay, and while this one guy was waiting for the loaf of bread that he made to, do its thing in the factory as it's going through all the conveyor. I have to tell you, just a side note, these conveyor belts and these things, I wanted to be a tiny person and just ride these things. But they got to the muffins, which here we call them English muffins. They're just muffins. Okay, these are people that tell me we don't have those kind of things over here, but they do, because I saw it yesterday on TV. They were English muffins, but again, like I said, we call it English muffins. They just call them muffins, but or maybe they're American muffins. I don't know, but the girl said this one's not going to make it to the line because it's short and dumpy. And the host says, well, that seems kind of mean to call the little, the little muffin short and dumpy. He's all, it's unique in its own way. And that made me laugh because, oh my God, older sibling got so mad at me. She gave me the dirtiest look because I looked at her and I said, hey, that muffin is me. It's short and dumpy. But this is the negative talk they're talking about. I told her I do it just to annoy her. She always wanted a baby sister. She's gotten one. But I think there's only a half truth to that because that's how I feel sometimes, short and dumpy. And I do a lot of self-negative talk. And I know I need to stop that. And that's one of the things I'm really going to work on. I did my best to do a lot of transformation last year. And the negative talk has actually gotten a lot better. But this is what I'm talking about. This is what these cards are talking about. The beauty that we don't see inside of ourselves. We're all special, beautiful, unique in our own ways. Every single human on this earth. Even the icky ones. And by icky, I mean just the people who just love to be bad. And I don't mean bad like cool bad. I mean like just naughty people. All right? But they're aside from this card. The majority of humans have a beauty inside of them that we forget to see, that we forget to acknowledge. And we can say so many beautiful things about ourselves, but we make that one negative comment. And sadly, that's the one we hang on to. And so it builds, it grows, it creates roots inside of you. And it becomes harder and harder to let it go. So I'm going to be working on the self-negative talk, all right? So no more of that. I did feel bad saying it. This is a good one. This is a good one for New Year's. Awakening your true self. Awakening your true self. I've been doing a lot of pondering this morning. Last week, I was, I had breakfast with my dad and an older sibling because he came to give me my birthday box. And I had a moment there was a moment where my dad says, well, that's because you're a people pleaser. And I have to tell you, I was so offended by that. I was like, I'm not a people pleaser. I am not a people pleaser in any way, shape, or form. This morning I realized I am. Constantly trying to do positive, good things, not for me, but to make other people notice and to be there for me, to pay attention, to say, hey, you know what, blah, 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 whatever. That is not awakening your true self. People pleasing to get attention or to be loved by other people is not the way you want to go in life. This is where the beauty in you comes in. Shine your light. Attract the people to you that are your tribe. Attract the people to you who will appreciate you without you feeling like you need to jump off a 10-story building, to prove that you can fly. We don't need to do that. We just need to shine our light, to shine that beauty that comes from within, and to let people know, hey, I'm here if you need me. I'm here to be your friend if you bring the right vibe. We don't have to work so hard. We shouldn't have to work so hard to make people like us. If people don't like us, they don't like us. Not everybody in this world is going to like us. That was a hard one for me to learn. Because I want everybody to like me. I don't want to be, disliked. I spent enough time in grade school feeling that way. But we don't need to feel that way. Awakening your true self means you are awakening a part of you that knows the respect and the love that it deserves. And be sure that when you have these people in your life, that you are also giving them the same love and respect they deserve. Okay? I like the little tiny fairy in there. So, awakening your true self. How about that? It's a card right before beauty. You're beginning to recover your natural identity, including your old sense of humor, interests, passions, and desires. Trust that any confusion or changes you're currently experiencing are part of your healthful evolution. I'm not going to lie. I've been going through some kind of weird thing, so I feel like this one's really going to hit home for me. As if the cloud has lifted from your mind and heart, you're beginning to see life from the perspective of your old self. You just went through a period where you gave up who you are to please another person or people. You buried your interests, ignored your friends, and tried to fit into another person's lifestyle. Now, your old self is emerging. You're back. As you recover your authentic self, your life and your personality are going through big changes. Hold tight and allow these changes to occur. The fairies ask you to trust that the parts of your life and personality that are falling away are inauthentic and false. Know that you're building a solid foundation of truth and that everything is working out perfectly right now. So the affirmation, I now give myself permission to be my true self. I like that. I now give myself permission to be my true self. What more can I say on that one? I know that this seems very specific to one person that you changed for, and sometimes people do that in relationships. You shouldn't let a relationship, a relationship should, complete you, not define you. And sometimes we define ourselves by trying to fit into this little box that somebody expects us to fit into. I did that a lot in my previous relationships. I'm not a gymnast by any stretch of the imagination, but if you ever seen The Exorcist and that spider walk that, the little possessed girl does when she's walking down the stairs, that's what it would feel like in my relationships with my ex-boyfriends. Because I was always conforming to what they wanted, what they needed. But I never asked for anything for myself. And that's not their fault, because that's on me. That is totally on me. Because I just wanted to be loved. I just wanted to be seen. I wanted to be respected. And I think all I was I was barely seen. I was barely any of those things, because it was just like, okay, I got her right where I want her. But that's not what a relationship is. A relationship should be a two-way street. It's compromise. It's communication. It's trust. It's faith. It's believing in one another. It's being true to one another, or whatever your relationship boundaries are. Staying within those parameters that you two create. We should never change for anybody. Not friends, not family, not relationships. Any of those. Period. Be your own authentic self. Awaken your true self and allow yourself to be seen. Don't worry about what you think other people are going to think, because you are going to be directed and guided to the right people for your life. All right. So let's get to the New Orleans deck. I love this deck. This is like one of my favorite decks. It's colorful. It's vibrant. Last week we got Madame Laveau. I know, that was exciting. We got her last week. She's like she's like that ace card when you're playing poker or whatever, that one card is that you need super duper bad. She is that card. And whenever I see her, I know everything's going to be okay. Just because there is a lot of power behind her. And what I love the most about her is she just didn't give a shit what other people thought. Of course, I think people were afraid of her because they were afraid to put some kind of weird curse on them. But, is what it is. But anyways, all right, we got three. And then I'm going to finish up with the Keepers of the Light card. So, for some of you who might need an extra person to lean into, or an extra deity or light person, Keeper of the Light. So, let loose. It's Mardi Gras, baby. Let loose. This is a perfect card for the very beginning of the year. It is January 6th. We're 6 days into 2023. And, seriously, I'm sorry, my nose will not stop running. I think it's because it's finally sunny outside, so my sinuses are just going crazy. But let loose. Like I said, it's 2023. This is a brand new year. Let loose, cut loose, be yourself, awaken your true self, and stop trying to conform and fit into somebody else's box. No, you are a bee. Think of yourself as like a bee. You are free to roam. You're a butterfly. You're a hummingbird. You're a bird. You are free to fly, roam, do whatever the heck it is you want to do, because that is what letting loose is all about. Having fun. Going out there and being a part of the world. Discovering who you truly are without trying to fit yourself again in somebody else's box. Okay? Don't sit there and say, well, are you telling me I should fit myself in my own box? No, you don't need to fit into any box. Just be yourself. Let your light shine. If you're in a dark tunnel and you have a flashlight, are you going to stick it in a hole or in a box so that nobody can see it? No. You're going to hold it out there for all the world to see, to help light the way, to help light that cave. And the brighter we are able to shine our lights, those days that are bad days, they're not going to seem so bad because we're going to figure out how to get through it. We're going to say, okay, I'm going to take today one moment at a time, 1 minute at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time, whatever it is. Even if it's just that moment, for me, a lot of it's been taking each day one moment at a time. You're going to say that to yourself and go, you know what? But tomorrow's a new day. And we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to force myself to feel a certain way, but tomorrow is a new day. And let's see how that goes. All right, so let loose. Let's see. It's card number 3. Card number 3. Mardi Gras. I told you it was Mardi Gras. Everyone knows that Mardi Gras is the celebration of all celebrations. If this card has shown up in your reading, that means it's time to let loose and forget all the obligations that have been plaguing you, even if just for a few hours. Your ability to experience fulfillment and enjoyment in the moment has been compromised due to overthinking, managing life's obligations, and experiencing a lack of joy in your day-to-day life. This current imbalance has started to affect your generally positive outlook, and it is time for some revitalization. Can't talk today. Cut loose, even just a little, and see how much it positively affects your energy and overall outlook. Right now, I'm picturing myself just twirling on a beach, just not caring what everybody else is thinking. And oddly enough, I actually am going to go to the pier today because I have never been to Huntington Beach Pier. I know, I've lived in this county for 26 years and I've never been to Huntington Beach Pier. So I thought, that's on my bucket list before I turn 50. And I thought, I'm going to do that. You know, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just go have fun, watch the sunset, do something out there. So that's my thing. But for me, that's letting loose today. I'll dip my toes in the water. Maybe I'll take a couple twirls in the sand. Hopefully I don't fall down because I'm a klutz. But, just not care what other people think. We overthink things so much, and I think that's part of the problem. We forget to let loose. We forget to have fun. I mean, not that it's not that it's something I suggest, but you know, at Mardi Gras, it is my understanding that if you show something, you're going to get something, right? You're going to get some beads thrown at you or whatever. So, but that's letting loose. Of course, most of those people are drunk, but you know, that's not my point. My point is, it's about letting loose. It's about not caring what other people think. Right? That's, ooh, yeah, make a sand angel. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. And that's exactly, well, I just washed my hair today. I'm not sure I want to put sand in it. But she's right. But that's exactly it, right? It's letting loose. It's not worrying about washing your hair in that day. So I'll let you know what I do. It also depends on how cold it is. But yeah, so let's see. Share your gifts. Number 8, share your gifts. Everybody has a gift. Like I said, there are 2 people on today. One of them, you know, they both share their own gifts. You know, Kelly advocates very, very hard for, you know, a lot of awareness in chronic pain and the meds that are needed to help that. For CRPS, for all the variety of things that she has going on in her body. You were like a walking textbook medical book, girl. And but she advocates, she keeps going no matter what gets thrown at her. She takes the time, she processes it, maybe she grieves over it, you know, maybe she, you know, but she always gives it the compassion and the empathy it needs, and then she moves forward and says, all right, what can I do to spread awareness for this? She's all, I'm a collector. Oh, are you the collector from, remember, Guardians of the Galaxy? Oh, the collector. But and then there's Debbie. Debbie has a self-care thing. She's a life coach now. Yeah, I would say when it comes to medical stuff, you need to stop hoarding that shit and just so but sometimes I think things are thrown at her because she does advocate, because she does look up all this stuff. I mean, this is her life's passion. I don't want to say her life's mission. Her life's passion is making sure that whatever she's going through, other people have the tools, have the knowledge, have whatever they need to get through it themselves. And sometimes we need that person. It's like literally being a tour guide to other people, or being a spiritual leader to other people. Show them the way. You know, you're like a torch. You know, you're carrying that torch and you're showing people the way. And in a lot of different caves, in a lot of different tunnels. You know, she's got her own little intricate system in there where she can scoot over to one thing and scoot over to another and make sure that everybody is taken care of, while she also takes care of herself. Okay, so sharing your gifts. Show the world what you're working with. Although Jackson Square is a historic landmark, today it also is New Orleans' foremost showcase for people looking to share their creative gifts and talents. Whether their specialty is fancy food, artistic masterpieces, or intuitive readings, everyone wants to see and be seen in Jackson Square. You pulled this card because your creative side is calling for more freedom and to be shown out in the world. Creativity doesn't have to be limited to activities like painting or singing. You can write, make jewelry, or create anything that you feel moved to create. There is no need for a ready-made place to share your gifts. The more that you choose to do, the more space the universe will make for you to share. Food is my favorite too. So Kelly said she was a surgical assistant before illness. I had no idea. I learned something new about you today. But food is my favorite too. But you know what's funny? I don't know how this fell on my floor today, but I accidentally stepped on it when I went to go turn off my alarm. And it's interesting because this is usually buried in my jewelry making stuff. And this bag contains the very first pieces of jewelry I actually repurposed. And, parts of it. I took parts off of it. And there's still a lot of bits left that I can use to repurpose. But that's one of the things I like to do. I like to give things new life. And I don't express that enough. I don't show that enough. And I think it's because, I'm just worried people don't like what I make or won't like what I make. I mean, I made my own earrings today. My little dragonflies. But that's one of the things I need to stop worrying about. When I look at Kelly and she's out there, preaching her preach, even on TikTok, she's just putting it out there. She's not caring what other people are going to say or think. She's just like, no, somebody out here needs to hear this. And I'm going to let them know that they are seen. I'm going to let them know that they are heard. And I think that's very, very important. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. So anybody who might be watching this later, I do all of my lives are live. All right. So I'm answering questions sometimes. So please just bear with it. But, cause it was alive. But yeah, we need to stop worrying about what other people think about us. That's where I think the other card from the last deck, Awaken Your True Self, really, really comes from. My tummy is growling so loud, and I don't know why. I'm so sorry. Even I can hear it. It's probably picking it up on the microphone. So, this is interesting, okay? This is a whole different, completely different deck. But the next card is Awakening. Awakening. And I already talked a lot about awakening, so we're going to dive right into this card. The experiences of a spiritual awakening can be as varied as life itself. For some, it is a series of seemingly random emotions. For others, it is a growing sensitivity to everyday events. And for many, it is simply having a desire to follow that which resonates with them in a higher vibration. There is no right or wrong way to go through this experience. You are only asked to remain as conscious and aware of yourself as possible, so that you may properly support yourself in the best way possible. Look at it as stepping outside of yourself to observe yourself and your life as a movie that you get to co-create. Remember to ask yourself, how does this person, place, thing, or situation feel to me? Then allow yourself to proceed accordingly. Trusting yourself is of the utmost importance during this time, because the more that you feel you can trust yourself, the easier it is to stay in your flow for all that comes your way. Debbie thought it was her. Nope, it's me. I know. Sorry, guys. I don't know. The funny thing is I don't even feel hungry, but my tummy is just telling me eat. So, maybe because I mentioned food. I don't know. But anyways, awakening. And I love this card. Trusting yourself is of the utmost importance during this time. What was one of our cards earlier? Trust. That was a big one. That was like the third card in the deck. Okay, so some people can hear my tummy, and others can't. So let's see. Let's get to the Keepers of the Light. Now, I realize some people don't necessarily, if this is not your thing, it's okay. All right. But just know that, there it goes again. Just know that they are here to guide you. You know, you can have a higher power, you can have a higher source, you can just believe in the universe or just believe in angels. Archangels are non-denominational. Anybody can, you know, don't pray to them, just ask them for help and thank them. All right, just like they're people, you know, ask them for help and thank them. But the keepers of the light are very similar to that. They're deities, prophets, higher powers in some of their own ways. And one of the things I love about this deck, which I don't use very often, you can tell because the cards are so stiff, is it always seems that there's just always that one card that always pops up for me that hits the nail on the head of what I need to really kind of zero in on. And sometimes these deities are very specific to what you might need. So I'm just making faces because I keep having to wipe my nose. I don't know. This is my face. Ooh, Kali Ma. Facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Oh, I'm not good at facing fear, so this might be a good one. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Facing fear is one of the scariest things that we can do in life. You know, so the two girls that are on right now, both, I actually met them because of older sibling, but because older sibling and these two other ladies had and have CRPS, which is also known as RSD, and I'm sure a billion other things that it could possibly be known as, which is one of the worst chronic pains ever. It's got the highest suicide rate, that from my understanding, and it's just, I mean, chronic, you know, I always tell people that CRPS/RSD is like fibromyalgia on steroids. Because everyone seems to know what fibro is, but nobody seems to know what the other thing is. And they keep going. They face their fears, you know, when it comes to all this stuff, and they keep going. One has gone into remission, the other one, but they both still advocate. They both still advocate very hard for awareness of this. And oh, good morning, Father. So facing fear. Again, major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Sometimes I think we get, you know, I'm trying to think of how to put this, because, you know, I'm not good at facing fear. I'm not good at being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And I think that's something I need to work on, because, you know, I think one of my fears is, you know, just like I said, being disliked. It's like I said earlier, last week I was called a people pleaser. I vehemently denied that was a thing. And then this morning when I was journaling, I'm like, oh my God, I am totally a people pleaser. Yes. Well, I know Debbie Hall, but I also know her because I'm on her other site. But, and we're all friends on Facebook. And then again, there's my father. So anyways, I'm just going to read this because, like I said, I'm struggling with this because this is something I think I need to read for myself and also share it with others, for people that are like me, that are going through these things, that are just afraid of everything, which is not the way to live. So, Kali Ma is the Hindu goddess of death and rebirth. She brings old cycles to an end so we can experience transformation. She is a strong, fierce, fiery, and powerful image of the divine feminine. Many have been intimidated by her, but she is a mother energy, and therefore completely loving. She's like a fierce mother protecting your child from harm. She has a dark energy like the night sky, but it consumes fear and leaves only love. She is the twin flame of the god Shiva, and has been known to slay his ego so that he can reveal his true loving self. This is a time when you are able to look fear in the eye and move away from it. Fear is just energy, and energy can be changed. This can be an intense experience because the human self is so conditioned that it may be used to operating with fear present. When the fear is gone, it may feel as though an emptiness is there, but this is space for love and miracles to enter. You are being filled with the courage of spirit now, so that you can move from this phase of your life to the next. Trust the process. There's trust again. There's trust. It's a third time that's come up in this reading. And call on Kali Ma to help you release your fear and step into a space that's strong, focused, and courageous. I'm going to leave her out for a while. So, Aw, yeah, I love it. There's like a tiny little love fest going on in my thing, and it's 100%, 100% deserved. I love these two girls. So, they are amazing. They've, in their own way, even though I don't struggle with what they struggle with, older sibling does, they have changed me, and they've given me courage. They've shown me what courage looks like and what perseverance really looks like, so they're very good role models. Oh, sure, Debbie. I will take a picture of it and I will send it to you on Messenger. So, the next one, the Shekinah, sacred self. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. I like that one. Sacred self. This is about awakening your true self. We talked about that before. So, again, I'm just going to go right into it since we've already kind of covered that one. Let's see. The Shekinah is the twin flame of the Holy Spirit. It is the female aspect of the God particle or creation energy. She is more of an essence than a being, but has the ability to show herself in ways that we will understand. She is acknowledged in the sacred teaching of Judaism and also called the Sophia of Christ in the Gnostic Gospels. She is a powerful female voice of spirit who is here to bring about equality and to help the world move on from the male-only image of God. She reminds us that God is all-loving and all-accepting. Whenever she appears in a reading, she points out the change makers, the love creators, and gift sharers of the world, who are here to unite all hearts around the world. Seriously, this came up while I was giving these two, their kudos. Kelly says, take pride in the fact that you told me I helped you find your path. Now you're out there doing it on your own. Wait, are you guys talking? You're talking to me, right? Oh no, she's talking to Kelly. I'm sorry, she's talking to Debbie. Sorry, my bad. So anyways, I love it. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the love fest going on between these two. Whenever, I'm going to read that last part. Whenever she appears in a reading, she points out the change makers, the love creators, and gift sharers of the world who are here to unite all hearts around the world. That's what these two are doing. So, and in, I know my dad is on, and I know he hates it when I talk about him, but this guy puts a lot out into this world. He does for other people, never expects anything in return. Even my birthday box that I've been talking about, it's incredible. He didn't just throw stuff into this box. He put time and thought into it. My Goofy thing, I was playing with my Goofy light last night in the dark, but he put thought and time into it. And not only that, he wrapped separate presents to go that, obviously aren't going to fit in these little holes. And to some people they may say, yeah, but he's your dad. Well, you know what? I know a lot of people who have shitty parents. Okay, I know a lot of people who have shitty parents. I'm not one of them. And I used to say it when my mom was alive in regards to both of my parents. I won the parent lottery. And I'll be honest with you, this is not something my mom would have thought of. This is all my dad. This is all my dad. This is the kind of stuff he does. When my cousin's kids were little, their grandparents lived far away. So my parents were like the pseudo-grandparents. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or not Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, Christmas. These kids did not know for nothing, okay? Halloween, he would make them these jack-o'-lantern things. I'm like, hey, what happened when I was a kid? But no, seriously, that's how my brain goes sometimes. I am an only child, but yeah. So, right now there's 3 people on here. Older sibling is not missing on purpose. She's missing because she did not sleep last night, so I did not want to wake her up. So she's in her room snoozing away. See, my dad said, stop. No, I can't, because you are important to me. And I love my father to the nth degree. And I miss my mom, But yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have won the parent lottery. I really, really am. And it's not a brag. It's a humble brag, because I am lucky. And these are 3 people that I know that put love and light out into the world, even when they don't feel like it, even when they don't realize it. Okay? And I'd like to think of myself as putting love and light out into the world, because I have good people around me to show me that I can. And because of the way I was raised. The way I was raised, treat people with love and respect. So, So anyways, extended message. I gotta hurry because I got another live in 10 minutes. Don't feel the need to hold back or dampen your spirit. This is a time to celebrate. There's a feeling of dance and joy around you at this time as you fully recognize your splendor. You are a sacred being who defies gravity every day just by being alive and bring a sense of balance and equality in this world. So Kelly just posted while I was talking about my dad that she did not know her father. And when she found his family, they all rejected her and were mean about it. One brother went on Ancestry and posted, "I am here to prove I am not Kelly's father," on his main profile. Oh, fuck's sake. Seriously, this is what I mean. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about when I talk about my dad. And I don't know if he's still on, but this is why I give you the kudos. Because there are people out there with shitty parents. Okay, I know a few people personally who had shitty parents. My dad did not have the greatest parents. But, you know what? Here's the difference. Kelly, you're a wonderful mother to your 3 boys. My dad, I asked my dad once, why are you not like your parents? And he said, because I promised myself if I had kids, I would not be like them. The other people I know, awesome parents as well. Because they chose not to be what raised them. So, I know people can suck. Mean people do suck. But take pride in knowing that each and every one of you broke a cycle. You broke a cycle that I know a lot of people don't believe in those things. Oh, breaking generational curses, breaking cycles, but you broke a cycle. You chose to be better than what you had. And you grew from it, even if it hurt you terribly. We all grow from the shittiest things in life. Think about it, right? What is fertilizer? Fertilizer is shit. But it helps things grow. It's the lessons we decide to learn. And I am sorry that happened to you. See, she says she's the only woman in the family whose kids were not in foster care. That says a lot. That's parenting at its finest. And I think you were pretty much a single mom too, as far as I know, right? So, faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. Is this not the best card to finish this off with? Seriously. So, I don't mean to embarrass anybody on here, and I certainly don't mean to embarrass my dad. My dad he's a big, strong figure in my life. Very big. And very important. And I know that he tells me to stop bragging, stop talking about me all the time. But you know what? I can't help it. And I think it's better to have somebody saying nice things about you than people saying shitty things about you because you're a bad parent. So, take it as a compliment, Father. You are loved. And you're not just by me. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves him. I mean, this guy is the light of his world. So anyways, faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. Again, this is the perfect card for the people that are on here. So, I already forgot what it said. So I can look it up. Faith. Say faith. I talked about trust, faith, and believing earlier, right? But, boy, some of these are so hard to find. I don't think they're necessarily in order. So there we go. Faith is the archangel who is focused on bringing out your benevolence. She is a twin flame of Archangel Michael and is on a divine mission to help us recognize that humans are basically good and aligned with love. Just like her name, she is all about faith and trust. She reminds us that the world has taught us to believe that we are separate from love, and that if we begin to see the good in others, then we will start to cultivate a loving experience of the world around us. I can't change what happened to people in the past, the bad things that happened to people in the past. But what I can add to this is you took your lessons, you learned from it. And people who always try to tear us down, people who try to make us feel bad about ourselves, who are just horrible, awful people, it's probably because they have their own insecurities. Hurt people hurt people. You know, two words said two different ways. Hurt people hurt people. And as far as I'm concerned, when people kick other people out of their lives, they're just missing out on awesomeness. You know? So that's their problem. So I wouldn't worry about it. Just keep moving forward on your path. Extended message. Stay calm and breathe. You are a divine being of love who has done so much good in the world. You may be going through personal transformations and feel that you're not getting anywhere, but Archangel Faith is drawing close to guide you beyond the limitations that your ego or fears have created for you. You may be trying to work out whom to trust. First, trust yourself. When you do this and recognize that you are made of love, you will attract those who reflect that love and can enjoy true friendships and loving relationships. Know that good is here to stay. I love you too, Kelly. I do. And you know what's interesting about that, guys? Trust, 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 trust. Trust. It's all about the trust. That's like the Sesame Street word for the day. Okay. We had 5 decks. So the number 5 and the word trust. The word trust. And I think that's a good thing to go into the weekend with. Trust yourself. Work on it this weekend. You know, trust yourself. I mean, I literally have a post-it somewhere on my wall that says trust yourself first, because I'm terrible at it. But once we start to trust ourselves, things start to fall into place. You know, have some self-care, have some self-love. Put yourself first every so often. Like I said, self-importance is not a bad thing as long as it's done with self-care and self-love and not ego and pride. When you add ego and pride to the mix, it gets stupid. It's like a bomb ready to explode. But when you go through the world with kindness and love and trying to spread a light that other people may not understand, you're putting something in the world that the world needs. Okay? Like I said, not every day is going to be a great day. Some days are going to be shitty as shit. But that's life. We're human. This is how it rolls. All right? So, she's doing the count. 5. So anyways, that's it. That's all we have for today. Debbie, I will take a picture of those cards when I'm done with my next live. I hope everybody please take care of yourselves. And, you know, go, like I said, go into the weekend and learn how to trust yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. And, you know, just be you. I'll be back here Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Facebook Live. All lives are public with card number 29 of self-awareness. And thank you, girls, for being on and for the chitty chat. And also, I love the Love Fest. I hope other people go through here and read the comments to see how easy it is to support one another. So, and again, so I do upload these to YouTube and to my Facebook page, both under the Aloha Perspective. All right. Again, I'll see everybody Monday. Happy Friday. I'm jumping off now. I got 2 minutes to get ready for my next live, and I will see everybody later. Have a great day, everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful and safe weekend.